Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy show. Today, I decided to talk a little slower. Oh, forget all of that. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy show on the Women Are Worthy network on YouTube. So, India was raised in a small town in central Virginia called Crozet. The first few months of her life, so let me break it down. She was, her mother gave birth to her, and 10 months later, she had a spinal tap. The needle broke in her spine, which led to her being partially paralyzed for the rest of her life. I don't like to use the word disability because when you see what India be going through, what she does, she has, listen to me, talk to me, listen to me, the ability, not disability, the ability. So sometimes when I'm feeling, a little sad or woe with me moment, India, I think about her, right? So India, she's very charismatic on TikTok. She's charismatic, just talking to her. So she's going to share her journey with us. And I want you guys just to know, guys and dolls, to know this woman, when I say I love her, she's adopted in the Women Are Worthy family. She's adopted in the Women Are Worthy family. I say this all to say, I am so freaking honored to have the one and only Miss India Sims. Hello, India.
Hi, how are you?
Girl, I was just telling you a whole story. I'm like, do I need her on the show? Do I need her on the show? So I'm doing well. And can I say, let me give you your flowers, my lady. That shirt you got on, 2 snaps. The hair, 3 snaps. I feel like the Addams family. That teeth, 4 snaps. Okay. Look, I can't do no more snaps. My finger hurt. Okay. So you're just a breath of fresh air. India, when I saw you on TikTok, you blew my mind. So I want you to share your journey with us because right now we're living in the pandemic. So many things are happening between mental health and a lot of things are going on. Can you share your journey with us? Because again, the doctor gave you a spinal tap 10 months later and broke the needle in your spine, and now you're partially paralyzed. Share your journey with us because I look to you for inspiration, Miss India.
Thank you. Yeah, it was something that I didn't remember, but my mom went through. Um, Literally, I went in there with an ear infection and came out with something completely different. Um, I was in the playpen. I remember my mom telling me the story that I was in the playpen bouncing. I was a normal baby. I didn't have any kind of problems. Um, the doctor that gave me the spinal tap had a lot of issues going on, and he did not relay that to my mother. So when I got paralyzed, it was just like, oops, sorry, I paralyzed your daughter. And then, later on, like 2 weeks later or so, I became paralyzed. I had seizures that were uncontrollable, fevers that were uncontrollable, and nobody knew why. Um, until we went back in and my mother had to explain to them, this is what happened. My daughter got paralyzed. He told us that she's got paralyzed, on top of not only having a doctor that she doesn't even know where they're at, had to get another doctor from a whole nother hospital to work on my spine. And he had to explain to my mother that I could be in a worse state, but he'll do whatever he could do to help me. So that was traumatizing for my mother. I went to doctors after doctors ever since I was 10 months old, from all the way to 1 to 2. I've had like maybe 10 surgeries in my life. And it was, oh, by the way, her feet looks kind of funny. Let's fix this. Or her left foot looks kind of funny. We just fixed her right. Let's fix her left. To, oh, I think her knee needs to be fixed. Or let's work back on her spine. Her hips coming out of socket. Let's fix that too. So the whole time, I've had like nothing but surgeries after surgeries just for them just to experiment on me like a guinea pig. It was traumatizing.
So, growing up, how were you raised because you were paralyzed? How were you raised? When I say that, meaning, did your mom just say, okay, this happened to you? We're going to raise you as like everyone else, because your outlook and your spunk, India, is freaking, I don't even want to use the word phenomenal anymore because I'm going to use it so much on this show that it's inspiring. Where do you get that from?
I got it from my mother. My mother was a very strong, independent woman. She never let me nor my sisters feel sorry for ourselves. She explained to us and she explained to me throughout my childhood, but she treated me like I was just one of them. And that what gave me so much drive, because my mother gave me a book and she would always read that book as the little engine that could. And every time that I would feel sad or I would feel like I had to go to a surgery and I couldn't handle it anymore, my mom was like, think of the little engine that kept falling back down the railroad tracks and they put so much weight over it. That's what you are, India. And she said, you can do it. You can do it. I think I can. You know you can. So my mother really inspired me and my sisters to stay strong. Never feel sorry for yourself, no matter what we go through.
What one word would you use to describe yourself?
Unstoppable. When I was a kid, there was nothing that was going to stop me because it just made me stronger through the life. I've had so many people just tell me, no, I can't do this. No, you're not going to do this. So I have to use both of those as that. Nobody could stop me.
What's a day in your life like?
A day in the life is everything. Just imagine you sitting in a chair all the time. And there's so many things that you have to do and you got to do, like transfer out of bed. You transfer to a chair, or it's like, you don't know what challenges you're going to face by just sitting down all the time, how you're going to reach something. How are you going to pick something off the floor? You know, how are you going to clean the bathtub? I try to clean the bathtub in a different way. What if something falls in it? I have to use something else to grab that. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy being disabled at all.
So do you have any help? From what I'm hearing, I don't hear that. Do you have any help? Is there anyone coming in to help you, or what do you?
No.
You're doing everything by yourself?
Myself.
So the fact that you're doing everything by yourself is, I don't put you to the next level. Okay. The next level. Do you have any children? How are you taking care of your children? If you do have children?
Yes, I have 2 boys. I have a 16-year-old, 10-year-old. And I took care of them from day one. Gave birth normally, just like everybody else. I found a way to carry my kids. I found a way to feed my kids. Like I said, I always had my mom. That's one good thing. So she taught me a lot of things, but it was like I had to learn how to do things for me because I was different than the normal people. So I did different things different. But yes, I do have children, and they know that their mom is disabled, and they watch their mom be disabled, and they learn how to adjust with that.
Is it okay for us to talk about that incident that happened a couple of weeks ago, or you'd rather not talk about it at the restaurant?
You can talk about it. I just can't say their name, but yeah.
Right, of course. Okay. So I wanted to bring India on the show to talk about, you know, we go through a lot, but when I say this woman has gone through so much, let's go back to the incident that happened a couple of weeks ago from the time you were in a car. If you can, you know, I want you to tell that story.
Okay. So me and my son, I wanted to take my son out just for dinner. And I went to a place to get some food. My son sat down. I said, son, I got to run to the bathroom, get some water for me. I'll be right back. I went to the bathroom just to use the bathroom. I went into a handicapped stall. When I went into the bathroom to try to transfer from my chair to the actual toilet, the whole toilet lifted up and tilted to the side. I fell with it. I messed up my tailbone and my caucus, which is the tailbone that curves and the little piece right here, that's all shattered right there. As well as I messed up my chair. There was a lady that asked me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she heard me scream, and she went to go get my son. She was sitting right beside me. That I never knew that she was sitting beside us. She went to go get my son. My son came in, and he came in with the manager. The manager came and said, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I can't." My first thing was like, did I break something? I'm on blood thinners. Not only I very, but I'm on blood thinners too, so that can cause a clot from a fall. So they took me to push me into the front, asked me, did I want some food? That's all they kept asking. Do you want some food? Do you want some food? I don't want no food. I'm in too much pain. How about you call an ambulance? You know, they didn't want to do anything for me. They refused to help me and my son. So they pretty much got a waitress to help me out. And then they left us stranded.
So is your wheelchair fixed now, or what's going on with the wheelchair? Do you have, a new wheelchair? What's going on?
It takes about 6 weeks to get a wheelchair fixed. I don't have a new wheelchair. No. I'm supposed to be even using a motorized chair because of the severity of my injury. Like, my injury is pretty bad and I've been in a lot of pain. So I'm not even supposed to do the whole pushing motion.
Right.
Your body.
Yeah, well, yep, because it moves back and forth. Yeah, when you do that. Yeah. So let me recap this. You go into a restaurant, you're thirsty. You then say, I got to go to the bathroom. Okay. You go to the bathroom. You go into the handicap stall. You try to transfer. The toilet tilts. You go down. You mess up your tailbone. The toilet's messed up. It messes your tailbone up. It messes up your wheelchair.
On my wheelchair. So when I landed on my wheelchair.
You land on your wheelchair. So they come in. Oh, let's help you up. Let's get your son. Oh, by the way, we're not going to call the ambulance. Let's just get her out her merry little way. We're not going to give you a wheelchair. We're not going to do any of that. Just get out of our restaurant because you're already creating a scene. Let's get out of the restaurant. I'm just saying that allegedly. That's what they said. So did you not want to call the ambulance, or you just wanted to get out of there because of how they were treating you? You just you couldn't fathom this, and you're like, you know what, let's just leave.
My son was like, yes, Mom, let's call the ambulance. And I was like, yeah, but how am I going to get from there? It was like, I wanted to go so bad, even though they didn't care about me. I was thinking too, like, how am I going to get out of the hospital? They don't just hand you wheelchairs. So I was thinking about everything, but I ended up going to the hospital. Good. And I ended up with the same old wheelchair. Yeah.
So the restaurant has not bothered to reach out or record a claim or anything for you to write a claim up like, hey, I fell, and they didn't do any of that?
They did. They did that. But when they realized how much it costs to do a lot of it, they just boot me out and was like, whatever.
Okay, well, I hope you have an attorney, and I hope you sue the hell out of them. Okay, yeah. I hope, because see, this is what we're talking about. You're disabled, and they're adding insult to injury. This needs to get news press. This needs to have those Johnny Cochran-ish lawyers on top of this. You need to have those hungry attorneys on, and I don't know if you have or whatever, but this needs to have some national attention, because now you're inconvenienced because of them, because your wheelchair is not fixed yet, the way you don't have a motorized wheelchair. And you would think, out of compassion, you know what I'm saying? And like Zena said, she said, legally, that's a lawsuit. Why wasn't the toilet properly bolted? And also, it's not like you went into, not that it changes anything. It's not like you went into the other bathroom. You went into the bathroom that was the stall that was specifically for you. So did you guys take pictures or anything like that?
My son did. Yeah.
Good.
It was bad.
Do we have a disability advocate that will, like that you guys can call to say this is, because there's a lot of injustices that's going on right here. So is there like a disability advocate so everyone has to advocate for them, have to be an advocate for themselves?
So there used to be an advocate place that you could go and talk to someone. He passed away. His name was Herman. Herman was my advocate, my go-to person. Like, he was my right-hand person. Nowadays, when you try to go and talk to like Better Business Bureau or the city councilor that has to do with ADA, you have to fill a form out, and there's no guarantee that they're going to come back. They tell you it takes about a couple of months or so before they can contact you back. They do not take this very seriously at all. This is not their first priority at all. They could care less. I did all that.